What's up, everybody? Welcome to TotallyAFan. I am your host. This is a show where we go over all the news in the world of gaming, comics, video games, TV, your fandom fanfare right here. Now, today I am flying solo, which is okay. Jesse unfortunately suffered a horrific car accident where he exploded into a million pieces, but we're still moving on. Guys, welcome to the podcast. Today, we're flying solo today. But for those of you who don't know, we stream every Saturday live, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you can't catch the live podcast on twitch.tv/TotallyFanTAF, you can always catch it on anchor.fm or wherever else you'd like to listen to podcasts on Apple, iTunes, Google Play, whatever. If you can't catch any of those for whatever reason, the show does get put on YouTube on Wednesdays with little clips of the episodes sprinkled throughout the week. So, guys, look, we need, as fans, we need to fucking chill the fuck out. A lot of the news that I've been looking at the last couple days, a lot of like stuff that's been happening just with everything else going on, we need to sit down and we need to have a proper discussion about this. So we'll get to that at the end of today's episode. But today we have a lot to talk about, a lot to go over. I have notes and stuff because it's a lot. So first, begin things off with the developers of Netherrealm Studios, who brought you such titles as Injustice, Gods Among Us, and the Mortal Kombat amazing franchise. They're working on a new project, and this new project is Marvel. We're getting a brand new Marvel fighting game, and there's a lot of speculation. We don't know a lot of the details at the moment because we just found out, but a lot of the speculation is that they could be working on a Marvel vs. Capcom. I know I joked about the idea, but some people actually thought about it as well, and they've been posting it on Twitter. I don't think it's a Marvel vs. Capcom just yet, but with how well that franchise is doing, like Mortal Kombat and even Injustice, I think is still around, but like how well they're doing with like their little microtransactions with the costumes that come out every once in a while. Marvel wants to cash in on that, and what better way to do it than with Netherrealm Studios? Now, this is kind of big coming off of the news of the movie. We're not sure if we're getting a Mortal Kombat 12 just yet, just because the content is still coming out for 11. So will this damper any hopes of an Injustice 3 or a future DC versus Mortal Kombat game? And what kind of like head bashing could we expect, because NetherRealm has worked with DC so closely with Injustice, with Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe? Is there going to be any backlash between Marvel now coming into the fray? Absolutely do not expect a DC versus Marvel versus Mortal Kombat. Do not expect that ever. That is never going to happen. The studio heads would never approve of something like that. So don't expect that. Please make sure that you get your hopes straight and in order. But a Marvel versus Capcom game, I think that'd be fun. Something a little bit more brutal. But it'd be interesting to see, just because, NetherRealm Studios is a great franchise, and for something like Marvel, you would think that the developers of like the Street Fighter series would want to work on it. So who knows? But that's all we got for you right now. Obviously, as more information comes out, then we will continue to talk about it. But if you guys have any questions, or if you guys have any comments, or if you guys know anything that's going on about the franchise, definitely feel free to hit it up in the chat. We can talk more about it and get a little bit more in detail and in depth. All right, next I got to get my notes out here. Okay. So the Borderlands movies is in production, and we have a set photo of some of the main cast, but I had to pull up IMDb because there is a lot of people in this movie. More specifically is the casting of Gina Gershon as Moxie. Moxie was a character that appeared in later series, and I'm trying to give you some movies that she's from. So she was in Face Off, she was in Showgirls, Killer Joe, and a movie called Bound. Those are some of her older projects. Some of the more recent stuff she was in, let's see, People in Landscape came out in 2020. Rifkin's Festival. She was on the show Lofi, Cage Fighter, New Amsterdam, and The Mimic. So wanted to highlight her a little bit just because the character of Moxie was fantastic. This is the same movie where we're getting Jack Black as Claptrap, but the photo includes Kevin Hart, Jamie Lee Curtis, and a couple other people. So we're going to go through the whole cast list now. I do, however, have some sort of feelings about this because the director is Eli Roth. Eli Roth is known for some gory horror movies. I wouldn't necessarily call them good, but he did Hostel. I believe he also did the American Werewolf in London reboot. It was decent. Definitely really gory. So he's known for that kind of stuff. It's debatable whether or not his movies are like fantastically like horror. So just keep that in mind. But he is the director. We also have Aaron Berg and Craig Mazin as the writer. All right, now so for the cast, we have Tiny Tina is being played by Ariana Greenblatt. Haley Bennett in a untitled role. Kate Blanchett will be playing Lilith. I love Kate. I think she's a great actress. Florian Montanu. I can't pronounce his last name, but he's Drago from Creed 2. He's not the father, but the son. He's playing a character called Craig. Jack Black, like I said, is playing Claptrap. We've known of his involvement for a while. We're getting Jamie Lee Curtis as Tannis, Edgar Ramirez as Atlas, Kevin Hart as Roland. I apologize if I pronounce her name, but the role of Knox will be played by Janina Gavankar. Cheyenne Jackson will be playing Jacobs. Oliver Richter's Chrome. Bobby Lee will be playing Larry. Stephen Boyer will be playing Scooter. And Benjamin Byron Davis will be playing Marcus. So that's going to be your cast for the Borderlands movie. One thing I want to mention, I don't want to say it's going to suck, right? But I really hope to God that this movie doesn't end up like fucking Jumanji. When I saw that Kevin Hart was in the cast, I was really concerned about the direction that the movie is going to go into. I know that the movie is like super like fantastically wild, like super fucking dumb, like in the best ways. And it's a little bit like fantastical, like out of this world, literally and figuratively. But Kevin's brand of comedy, I feel like in some of the movies he's been in, especially like Jumanji, is not really the movie. Is not really the direction I would want this to go. But with Eli Roth as the director, it's possible it could go a different way. Again, it's Eli Roth, so I feel like it's gonna be kind of cheesy. In the baddest ways, like right in the negative sense. So we'll see how it goes. But that's gonna be your cast list for Borderlands, and let me know what you guys think. I know Borderlands has like a really rich and deep following. They have like their fan base is almost like a cult, in like the greatest ways, right? Not like a fucking murderous cult. So I want to know what you guys think about Borderlands. Let me know in the comments down below if you guys are watching on YouTube or if you guys are watching in the live stream. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are. And then next on the list, so the writer of Mortal Kombat, the movie in 2021, Greg Russo, has stated that he's writing the sequel to Netflix's Death Note 2, stating that Death Note is such a great and classic, one of the greatest mangas of all time, deserves redemption. So what he has planned on doing was taking everything from the first movie, everything that was set up in the first movie, the actors and everything like that, and how it was set, and try to find a way to convert it and twist it into what Death Note was. The 5D mental chess game of L versus Light, the moving of puzzle pieces as the police, as Misa Misa come into play. So he wants to try to take what it was and correct it to what it was supposed to be. Now, My hopes are kind of low just because I'm not a fan. Who was it? I think Nate Wolf was. Was it Nate Wolf? I don't think it was Nate Wolf. Nat Wolf, sorry, Nat Wolf. Yeah, so it was Nat Wolf, who I feel like he did a shit job as Light. I don't know. I didn't really watch the movie, but with everything I saw, I just didn't like his kind of like whiny nature. Like L is supposed to be cool, calm, collected, and even in the face of like danger, he's still able to play that 5D mental chess game that he's supposed to play in order to make sure that he comes out alive. And from everything I saw from trailers to clips, I don't think that Nat's portrayal of Light was able to properly bring that to us on screen. So if Greg Russo, like, I think he's an okay writer. He's pretty. I'll say he's a pretty decent writer, better than most. So I'm, and as big of a fan as he is of Death Note, I have a good feeling that it's going to do well. But I don't know if it's going to be the redemption that they need. Honestly, I think they should just start from zero, get a whole new cast. I think William Dafoe as Ryuk was okay. Maybe bring him back, but I think get a whole new cast, let's start from scratch, and go into that route of the original manga that Greg Russo wants to go into. So those are my thoughts on Death Note. Let me know what you guys think. But guys, that's going to be it for the news segment of the show. There's a lot of really good information. There's a lot of news that came out this week, so it's really hard to pick just three. So please, guys, I say it all the time. If you guys ever want us to talk about something specific, please make sure that you guys are reaching out to us. You can hit us up on all social media at TotallyAFan on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever the case, and let us know what you guys want us to talk about. I want to be able to cater the show more towards what you guys want in terms of the content that you're excited for, whether it's movies, whether you guys are more comic book related, in terms of your fandom. Like, I want to make sure that we're covering all the bases for what you guys want. So please make sure that you're hitting us up. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and definitely we'll talk about it on the show. If you guys love what we do and you want to help support, we do have the merch store that's available. You can also subscribe absolutely for free using Amazon Prime on Twitch. And then, of course, just make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe on everything, right? On the podcast on Anchor.fm, live on Twitch, or YouTube. All right, guys. So we got, I wasn't going to do this without Jesse, but you guys are fucking crazy. All right. Well, give me a quick second to find this dude's name, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to fuck it up. But I've said it before, and I don't know how many times I've said it, right? But we as fans have the fucking balls to think that we can get whatever the fuck we want. And it's a damn shame that we have that mentality. While it is fun to fan cast, you guys are pushing for like some of the dumbest shit that I feel like it's reaching, right? And I'm not saying you guys as you, the fan cave. I'm just saying fans in general. Like, don't get me wrong. When we made the change from the old Sonic 3D like model to what it is now, I think that was pushing for a positive change, right? Pushing for change for positive, for the betterment of the content and for the enjoyment of the content, right? But then there are times when we go and this whole cancel culture and all this other bullshit, we take advantage of stupid shit, and then we try to push for dumb changes just because it's fucking retarded. It has nothing to do with the impacting of lives, with the enjoyment of content. In fact, sometimes it's a negative, and it's just stupid. So the biggest thing that I want to talk about is actor Simu Liu, who's playing Shang-Chi in the new Shang-Chi movie that's coming out. He posted a opinion back in 2012 about Nicki Minaj. As soon as that trailer dropped, everybody and their fucking mother just started going back through his Twitter to try to find something to get him on. And when they saw that comment, now all of a sudden everybody's blowing up. They want to fucking cancel him from Shang-Chi. They don't want Disney to release the movie. I don't know if they want him to apologize for what he said. It doesn't fucking matter, dude. That is so stupid. Like, look, if he was, God forbid, but if he promoted something dangerous, right? Like, or misinformation, like what we've been going on with this whole pandemic, then sure, maybe fine. But the thing is he just posted an opinion, a pretty valid opinion. I'm also not a fan of Nicki Minaj, and if you guys decide to cancel me just because I don't like her, then fuck you guys. To be honest, but that's just an opinion. Now, not only that, but like we try to do other things too. So like Ryan Reynolds, who is a great actor, mind you, like he's not the best, but he's fucking funny. He's great in a lot of the things that he does. I feel like the roles that he puts himself in are fitting to his character, to his personality, and to his character as a person, and that's great. A lot of fans are pushing for him as Johnny Cage. I personally don't think that he should be Johnny Cage. While I think he could bring the comedic chops to that role, there's no amount of training that I think he could go through at this point in his life that he could go through that I think would make him a better fit for Johnny Cage than hiring an actual martial artist or hiring somebody who can actually do the moves that he can do. Sure, actors train usually months ahead of time to be able to perform some of the action, perform some of the stunts that they have to do. But a lot of times, and depending on who it is, a lot of times they have stunt actors that replace them. It's very rare that you find an actor do the whole thing. Tom Cruise is an example. Like he puts his body through fucking danger to be able to produce some really quality stunts. But even then, he has a stunt actor. Ryan Reynolds, I think, he's not that bad of a choice, but there are a lot of better choices that I think we can get. For an example, I think Matt Mullins, the guy who plays Johnny Cage in Mortal Kombat Legacy and Mortal Kombat Rebirth, I think he would be a good Johnny Cage. He's been studying Taekwondo for like his whole fucking life. I think he can do it better. And then there's the fan casting of the Fantastic Four. Everybody wants the cast of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Now, I thought it was a joke, and I thought it was a funny joke, and I could see some of the characters, like if they were to do a SNL skit with them as the cast of Fantastic Four, I think that'd be hilarious. But a lot of people are making petitions to have that cast be hired on Fantastic Four, on the MCU's version of Fantastic Four. Dude, why? That's a terrible choice. That's a bad idea. I think maybe one or two of the actors might be able to bring some elements to the movie, but overall, they won't be able to carry the franchise. Unfortunately, I don't have trust that they'd be able to carry the franchise. I'm still a firm believer that John Krasinski and his wife should be playing Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic. I don't know about Johnny Storm yet, or who's going to play the Thing. I don't want a CGI thing like what we got in that last one. I prefer the practical one that we got in the original Fantastic Four movie. But like I don't understand why like the fans do all this shit. When people do shit like this, it impacts change sometimes in a negative way. Guardians of the Galaxy, the third one, got delayed to super fucking late in the timeline when it was actually supposed to be there a lot earlier. And the reason why it got delayed was because of the fans. Well, it was kind of the fans, but some executive saw a tweet from James Gunn from a long time ago that I think was I can't remember now. I think it was homophobic in nature, but James Gunn has since evolved as a person, and he's, posted like pro LGBTQ stuff. Like he's been in favor of stuff of that nature. People grow and opinions change and they form over time, and we need to understand that, right? As much as Nicki Minaj sucks, in my opinion, it is possible for someone like me or for someone like Mr. Liu, who's playing Shang-Chi, to fucking change our opinions. She could all of a sudden drop a fucking banger, and then he could be like, dude, I'm a really big fan of Nicki Minaj's latest album. However unlikely, it is possible. So why do we as fans decide the fate of people's jobs, the fate of people's like enjoyment of content was some of the stupidest shit. Like, I don't understand. We talked about this, you know, I don't know how extensive we got into it, but we talked about it a while back. And it's just something I needed to bring up. I originally did not want to bring up the Nicki Minaj tweet because I thought it was stupid. I thought that Simu Liu is I think he's gonna kill the role. I think he's gonna do a great fucking job. I had no doubt that it was gonna be a great movie because it's a Marvel movie. Kevin Feige and Marvel have yet to let us down. So I had no reason to believe that that movie was gonna be terrible. But then the whole Ryan Reynolds fan casting, the petitions to get him to be casted as Johnny Cage, the petitions to get the Sunny and Philadelphia crew. Look, guys, I can understand. You know, when people do fan casting is because it's the actors that they want to see in the roles, and I get it. But like some people are so quick to be like, oh, this person needs to be casted, but that person can't perform to the level of the movie or where the movie needs to be. So while it's a good idea, it's probably not the best choice. I think we do that a lot, and I think that shit needs to change. I think we need to figure it out. I think you guys really need to take a step back and really analyze the content that you're enjoying and then figure out who is the best role for that position. The same thing comes on the back of our discussion last week about Chadwick Boseman getting replaced or getting recasted for T'Challa. I did a little bit of research actually, and there is an actor that I think would be good for the role. I don't know how great he would be, but it's Reggae Jean Page. He's in a couple shows right now. I think Bridgerton was one. There was a couple other shows. Oh, here we go. So Bridgerton, For the People, Roots, and supposedly he's going to be in the new Dungeons and Dragons movie in 2022. Now, he didn't sign on for the next season of, I think, Bridgerton, and a lot of people are speculating that it could be for Black Panther. To be honest, he kind of looks like Chadwick Boseman, a little bit lighter skin, but like his face is like pretty spot on. But he's a good actor. He's got chops. He's got talent. I think he would be a good recast for T'Challa. But I'm not gonna go and like demand. I'm not gonna get a petition to get him to be the role. I think Marvel has to make that decision, and ultimately, whatever movie is getting made, whatever TV show is getting made, whatever video game is getting made, whatever content that is getting made, the production team will hopefully do their best to cast the best actor or actress for that role. And I think, again, fan casting is fun speculation. There's nothing wrong with it. But I think we get way too ahead of ourselves. I think we set a bar so high that we then get super disappointed when it doesn't work out in our favor. We had that happen with WandaVision. We had that happen with Falcon and Winter Soldier. We're having that happen right now with Mortal Kombat. There's a lot of negativity towards Mortal Kombat. And while I think Mortal Kombat has its issues, I think overall it's a pretty decent movie. We actually have a spoiler, 100% spoiler review coming up sometime later this week. So definitely stay tuned to that. But guys, please just take a step back and fucking reanalyze what you're thinking of, right? There are times when I'll come up with a name for an actor. I think he'd be amazing, but then I'll have to sit back and think about it and be like, actually, I don't know if he can actually portray the chops. I don't know if he's got it in him. And then maybe there's a fan casting that might be a better choice. Then in that case, I'll be like, you know what? I'd rather this guy. But these petitions to go out of our fucking way to get people casted, dude, and then to get people canned from a project, you're costing people their jobs because of like your own issues. Like, look, man, difference of political opinions one thing. Actually pushing and promoting for dangerous shit is another, right? The guy doesn't like fucking Nicki Minaj. Oh, well, get over it. He's not pushing you guys to go out in public without a mask or like to go out on a spree of doing something stupid. Like, come on, guys. Like, fucking use your heads. Fucking, where's it at? We're fans. We have power. We do have power as fans, but we need to use it responsibly. With great power comes great responsibility. And apparently none of y'all have it. So settle the fuck down. Let's see who gets casted for these roles, and let's either enjoy it because it was a great casting or shit on it because it was a bad casting. Just like Nat Wolff. Nat Wolff as fucking Light in Death Note, I thought was a terrible... I didn't think it was a terrible casting, but after I saw the trailer, I was like, yeah, he fucked up. But see, going into it, I was like, I don't know. I don't know if he can do it or not. I would like to see. So, yeah. It was something I really want to talk about. And again, we've talked about it. We skimmed about it a little bit before, but we definitely talked about it during the WandaVision season finale. So, like, guys, just please be more mindful of where you're at with these. Honestly, you got to step back from your own... what's the word? Like when you pre-think of shit and demand it to be that way. We got to step back from that. There's a word for it. I just can't remember what it is. We just need to take a step back, take a breather, understand what's happening with the content and what direction is that content trying to go to, and try to match it correctly versus just, like I said, the fan casting for Always Sunny I thought was funny. Not a serious one, but the fact that a lot of people are really running with it because they love the show so much, I think that's bad. It's a bad idea. It's a bad way to play it, but that's just me. I want to know what you guys have to say though. What do you guys think? Post it in chat, or if you guys are watching on YouTube, please post it in the comments down below. Guys, as a reminder, we have social media for this community engagement. I really want to know what your guys' opinions are. Please, if you guys are on Facebook or Twitter, Instagram even, whatever platform you guys are on, TikTok, for God's sakes, whatever platform you guys are on, reach out to me. Let me know what your thoughts and your opinions are about anything going on in the news. I want to know what's in your head so that we can talk about it. We can push for, positivity in your guys' predictions about things, and just want to build that engagement. So make sure you guys follow at all social media platforms at TotallyAFan. But that's going to be it for the show today, guys. Thanks again so much for taking time out of your day to hang out with me. I know it's kind of short, but that's because Jesse wasn't here. Hopefully Jesse will be back soon. Yeah, guys. Live show goes on twitch.tv/TotallyFan TAF every Saturday, 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch the podcast on anchor.fm every Monday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Or on Wednesdays, you catch the full recording posted up on YouTube. We sprinkle clips from the show throughout the week, so definitely make sure you guys are tuned into that. If you guys like what we do, you guys want to help support, want to promote the channel, please make sure you guys are reaching out to us in the community engagement. We have the merch store that's available if you guys want to get some dope Totally Fan merch. We got new stuff coming out. And yeah, guys, that's going to be it for me today. I will catch you on the next one, but as always, thank you guys so much for all that you do. Thanks for coming.